change fully, but change can happen. And it also reminds me that today, as we gather just minutes before Passover, a holiday in the Jewish faith that commemorates the ending, or the struggle to end, oppression in the ancient Israelite community to end slavery. We didn't pick the date, folks. The Supreme Court picked the date. But on this day in 1965, it was also a day that the now famous Selma marchers finally arrived at their state capital of Montgomery to do what really the country's founded on.
I can remember when I was a kid, you didn't see black kids playing basketball on the NCAA. That wasn't happening. That didn't happen until 1963, people. Right here in Chicago, thank you, Loyola University. All right here in Chicago, Loyola was one of the first school to have African Americans, more than 4 on the floor playing at one time. So yes, change happens. And we look to the Supreme Court right now for some real change. It's amazing to think that there was a time in our country that a black man and a white woman couldn't get married. That's insane. Of course, our country has changed finally in what, 1967? Loving versus Virginia. The Supreme Court said that yes, we can have interracial marriage in this nation. It's incredible to think that. It's incredible particularly because now it's not just a black and white America, it's a black and Asian American, a black and Native American, a black and Puerto Rican, black and Mexican. It's black and everybody. The kind of diversity that we have here in our country has changed and is so real right here since the 60s.
And we call upon the court to declare unconstitutional the Defense of Marriage Act, to make sure that the opportunities and protections some of us have, all of us have. And we call upon them to make sure that we all have the same rights and recognition as our neighbors. The Supreme Court has the opportunity to affirm that all are created equal and to be treated as such under the law. But let me tell you something. If the Supreme Court doesn't do what is proper, if the Supreme Court rules against us, we are ready and willing and able to continue our fight for fairness and equality. We will fight from Nome, Alaska to Key West, Florida, from Bangor, Maine, down to Honolulu. I'd like to be in Honolulu right now. In Portland and Pittsburgh and Pocatello, we're going to stand up and fight and demand that our families, our lives, our relationships are recognized and protected. What's at stake here is whether or not our community is going to mobilize enough pressure to get the job done. That's what's at stake, and that's why we are not asking the Supreme Court. We're not trying to persuade the Supreme Court. We are demanding legal equality from the court.
I hope that those justices think about the final words from the Pledge of Allegiance, which I'm sure they have recited many times, with liberty and justice for all. And it doesn't say some, it says all. Let me say one last thing, because I was quoted at the last rally I spoke at, and I kind of think I made some people mad. Oh well, but let me just say one more thing. Lest I am misquoted or misunderstood, I hold marriage in very high esteem. Having been married almost 22 years, I know the hard work, love, and commitment it takes. I also know that when I performed the wedding ceremony for our friends Alan and Bob, it had no negative effects on my marriage. In fact, like most times when I perform a marriage, it only served to remind me of my own words and the commitment that I made to my husband, Steve. Yeah, he's worth cheering for. When I have the privilege, and I say when, I have the privilege of marrying more of our friends like Chris and Audrey, Tana and Tammy, Ron and Tim, Craig and Bruce, and many, many more as soon as Illinois enacts marriage equality, which it will do.
Yes. Yes.
I look forward to celebrating with them and their families. And when DOMA is repealed, which it will be, yes?
Yes.
I will know that this country, or at least the major part of it, actually believes the words we value and hold up from our Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men, and dare I say women, are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Amen.